Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar brought to you by Bursa Malaysia and managed by our company LifeChamp. Today, our webinar's title is Right with Banker Chips and Bursa Sectors. So welcome everybody to this session. My name is Shane Chu. I'm the moderator for this session. Now, today we have got a very interesting title, which is Right with Banker Chips and Bursa Sectors. I guess many of us here, especially retail investors, want to know how do we spot all this hot money so we can get short-term gains. And today our speaker will talk about that. Okay, help us to walk through this process so that we are able to find and spot this hot money. Disclaimer: whatever we share in this webinar is only for educational purpose. There's no any indication or recommendation for you to buy or sell any listed securities that we mentioned here. If you decide to make any investment decisions, you are 100% responsible for all your investment risk. Now, allow me to briefly introduce our speaker. He is an invited speaker for TA Securities Venture Group 2022 Global Macroeconomic Trend and Insight. He is also a Securities Commission licensing examinations module 6 and 7 holder. He has also passed CFA examination level 1. He has 8 years of experience in the stock market, commodity, and the crypto market. And he's also represented Malaysia in the 16th Indonesia Capital Market Student Studies. He also won or qualified for several stock challenge, which consists of Cantrade, CMB ASEAN Stock Challenge, and Maybank Go Ahead Challenge. All right, so without further ado, let's invite our speaker for today, Mr. Evan Tu. Evan, how are you today?
Hi, chat. So, do I share my screen now?
Yes, you may go ahead and share your screen. Let me hand over the session to you.
All right, hold on, yeah. Is it
Yes,
done?
I can see your screen.
All
We can
right,
see your
good
full
evening,
screen now.
everyone, and Shane. So I'm Evan too. I think Shane just introduced me, and I'm going to start with it. So today's topic is right with Banker Chips and Bursa Sector. So what I'm going to cover now is we will cover with understand the importance of hot money and capital flows, get to know different sector, understand how to spot fund flows and trade along with it, and understand the factor that affect capital market flows, and differentiate and understand the flows of fund into different industry. Also understand the secret of the banker chips and how to utilize it in a different time frame. So with that, I also will carry on with some case study along with in the mixture of fundamental and technical analysis together. So preface hot money. So why capital flows? Why hot money? And fundamental of supply and demand will be covered, and how capital market flows into sectoral movement and market sentiment. So in technical analysis, I'll be covering how to unlock the market sentiment behind price and volume. So what is hot money? So hot money can often referring as short-term hit and run, or retailers should call it just take and grab and take profit and sell. So it's a currency that moves regularly and quickly between financial markets, so investors can ensure they are getting the highest interest rate, short-term interest rate available. So we all investors just want to come in the market and earn money, right? And hot money continuously move from one sector to the another. It also can lead to one high in certain sector. And for KLCI alone, we have at least 13 sectors within our market. So why follow the hot money? Because we retail, we have limited money, so we can't be putting all the money in just one sector, right? Or in the stocks we like. And if we can't beat them, we should join them with the hot money. And with the market limited bullet, we can't just put in our money in everything. So we should move with the trend, and the hot money often leads the trading volume. Hold on, yeah, I need to open the chat with the. Yeah, I should move on. So hot money actually can refer as sometimes we call it crocodile or sharks or big boy, or even in the crypto term we call it the whale. Like sometimes you may wonder, oh, how come this share can go up so crazily non-stop for even days or weeks because of the hot money flows. But often it's either support by the real money or fundamental or news. So there's this thing called shepherding behavior, a type of group behaviors in which one group, the shepherds try to control the motion of the other group, the flocks. The flocks are mostly referred to as we retailers. So how to follow hot money? There are a few things that we should take note of. First is we should take note of catalysts. What are the catalysts happening around us? Teamplay. Also, we need the proper tools as technical analysis and some of the indicators to support with our findings. And we should know actually what's going on around us, what's even the minor stuff should take note of, which could be helpful in our decision making. So next on, I'll move on to this world factor. So what are the factors that could affect the hot money? So first on, I'll cover on the macroeconomics. First is macroeconomics stuff like GDP, CPI, PPI, or non-farm payroll. And it's often influenced by the globe, such as trade war, sanction. Like currently, even until date, US and China still having the war for the tax chips. Hold on, yeah. So next one is QT or QE. QE stands for quantitative easing policies. Fiscal policy often refer as to those government budgeting and spending, and monetary policy can refer to how central bank control the rates, like FOMC and the Feds, or our BNM and OPR. So another factor could be the commodities price. Remember back then, earlier, like 2 years back, we often concentrate on the commodities price like gold price, aluminium price, oil price, and all, or even in our local FCPO markets, that also could lead to hot money play. So I'll do some market updates on June this year itself. US inflation peaked in 2022, seeing inflation to taper in 2023. So the first graph here is actually the US interest rate. As you can see, they have almost rise like 5% within a year, but before that, because of the COVID, they have lowered it down until I think 0.25 basis point. And the below is the inflation. Inflation. The inflation has been going down because of the US want to control this with the interest rate. So with us, our BNM hike in May was preemptive, also to prevent the market, to prevent the ringgit to depreciate even more. But our interest rate compared with the upper one, interest rate of ours actually just back to pre-COVID time compared with the US markets. So even now we have still have a lot of factors that US will be expect challenge to the US economies, and headline of the CPI is but the core remains elevated. And here the more bullish fund manager says the impact from the banking crisis started with the collapse of SVB, the banking crisis, Silicon Valley Bank, Silvergate Bank, and Signature Bank is over. But the more bearish one thinks that the spillover effects from the underlying cause of this crisis is still loom. And the local market has been in the doldrums since the US banking crisis in March. Its insipid performance has been exacerbated by the US debt ceiling concerns. Bank Negara, Malaysia tightened the monetary policy, and the ringgit phase, and that appears to have weakened against most major currency. And the KLCI itself has been underperforming over the last 10 years, down more than actually 21% since 2014. The benchmark index of FBM KLCI has closed lower every year except for 2017 and 2020. In fact, for today, 7th of July, I think KLCI closed 137 something. Is a 2 years low, almost back to COVID time. And this is the foreign participation on the decline in our market. As you can see, the first three chart upper is the Bursa weekly trading value and volume since 2018, and this is the FPM KLCI 5 years performance. And on the bottom side is the Dow Jones Index, S&P 500 Index, and Nasdaq Index, which is literally the US. As you can see, they are very different, moving in like different direction. But the things to take note here is our trading volume and value has been declined since the frenzy of the COVID period. So which explain the market sentiment now. And for KLCI, this has been an unsettling year for the year of local equities market, as the interest rate hike since the beginning of 2022 have resulted in a lower daily trading volume, and the FPM KLCI slowly trending down. And foreign participation, the FDI in the local market has also declined. Selling pressure in this year has been from foreign funds non-stop, which has led to a tepid market performance. A weaker ringgit also, as well as political uncertainties, have been key hurdles for the markets to make any significant breakthrough. And after the state election, right? Oh yeah, we're going to have a state election expected to be held in July. But as usual, because we have many rounds of election, and foreign investors don't really like market uncertainties. So which explain why our market has been underperforming lately. So we do actually expect, after the state election with a stable government and accommodative policies, we expect more foreign direct investment to flow in, boosting market sentiment and providing support to the ringgit. So which will be after, I think, August. And on. So I'll move on to case study, hot money. So let's go to the chat room. Any idea, any of you have any comments or any idea that what can you see from this chart? I'll be sharing a few charts from here also, explaining the example of hot money. So this stock is called Rapid. It's a weekly chart, and this is a technical analysis and candlestick, and this is the volume, and this is the year. So ever since this consolidated period, this Rapid stock has been going up since trending then, non-stop even until today, right? So normal retailer like us, ikan bilis, we couldn't do stuff like this. This must be pushing or holding by a big shark of fund, multi-bagger, they say. So next stock, I think this stock more people would know. YTL Corporation recently quite hot, right? YTL and YTL Power, these both going very strong. All right. So the concern here is I'm gonna explain why this is the hot money stock. So as you can see, these are the normal trading volume. Then here spike up, and the rest is history. Usually, from my way, I like to do top to down approach. From study from macroeconomics to data, catalyst, and Teamplay. Only look into the stock, then followed by the charts, right? So this is also AAX, which retailer also love this stock very much. Also been going up 3 times or 4 times this year. I'll be covering later how to use the volume or technical analysis to find out how to spot this kind of stock. right? So hot money is the king of trend, and trend is our best friend in stock market. Don't go really defy and go against the trend. So here I'll be covering some technical analysis, some fundamental analysis. So what is technical analysis? TA is a trading discipline employed to evaluate investment and identify trading opportunities in price trend and patterns seen on chart. Technical analysis believe past trading activities and price changes of a security can be valuable indicators of the security futures price movement. So here, resistance and support, very crucial thing, very basic thing, but very crucial in our stock trading also, be it trading or investment. So support and resistance are terms for two respective levels on a price chart that appears to limit the market range of movement. The support is where the price regularly stops falling and bounce back up, while the resistance level is where the price normally stops rising and dip back down. The level exists as the price of supply and demand. If there are more buyer than the seller, the price could rise. And if there are more seller than buyers, the price tends to fall. In other words, price zone that being touches the most is likely the key zone. So this chart is for a short summary of what I've said just now. As you can see from the chart now here, right, there are two support because support is the price where the price touches the most, right? So assume this is the support. Then it move up from here until here, it reaches the support line. So when it reaches the support line, often we call this turn the support into the resistance. So when it pierces through this, become the resistance, it touches, the next time it touches up and it couldn't break through the resistance, it will continue to fall back down, right? So I'm going to show you a few examples of what I've explained here. So this is a stock called Pestec International Berhad. So actually here also have a plenty resistance at this level, but let's just move on to here. So this is a support level for this here. And when it pierces through here, so what do we call this? Resistance, right? So resistance would be here. And speaking from here, because the candlestick touches here the most, so we will refer this as the support. So after this, they would trading within this range, or we call this box consolidate trading. We buy here, we sell at the resistance. So after that ding dong for quite some times, here this day they appear a big volume, pierce through, drop below the support level again, and from here this entire level will become the resistance again. So here again repeated a few times, support cannot defend, become resistant. So again, this is a consolidate range trading opportunities. Buy on the support, sell on the resistance, buy on the support, sell on the resistance again, and so on. This is another example. It's called Wellspring Holding Berhad. I think this is quite fresh IPO this year, listed at January or February, I think. So again, the resistance is here, this level, and support is here, this level. And they've been trading since range trading and consolidate. And this is the consolidate, narrowing, plus the breakout from this flat triangle. But I think the price today is 50 something cent. It should be more higher because it's called they did a breakout here. So I'm gonna cover you trading volume and trading value. So these two things could be very simple, but it's a very crucial thing in technical analysis. Two important metrics used in financial market to analyze and understand the activities and liquidity of a particular security or asset. While they are related, they provide different perspective on market activities. So trading volume refers to total number of shares of contract that are bought and sold during a period of time, typically a trading day. It represents the total amount of trading activity for particular security or stock over a specific time frame. And trading volume represents the total monetary value of the security traded during a specific period. It's also calculated by multiplying the trading volume by the price of each individual trade. The trading value provides an indication of the total dollar amount exchanged in the market for a particular security during a given time frame. So what are the key difference? So trading volume focus emphasize in the quantity or number of share executed, indicating the level of market activities and liquidity. It also helps to determine in the ease with one can buy or sell security. On the other hand, trading value focus on the monetary worth of those trades, providing insight into the overall value and economic significance of the market activities. So price sensitivity. The trading volume does not consider the price of individual trades and treats all trades equally regardless of their value. On the other hand, trading value takes into account both volume and the price of each trade, which means it is influenced by the change in the price of the trader security of asset. So in comparison, in summary here, the most important part, volume is often used to analyze pattern or trend and also the market sentiment, or I could call it the hot money, such as identifying potential reversal or confirming the price movement through technical analysis, while trading value can be used and more commonly employed to evaluate the significance of large transaction, measure market capitalization, or compare the relative size of different markets. In a key summary, trading volume and trading value are both essential, both are important of the market activities, but they provide distinct information. Trading volume focus on the quantity of trades, reflecting liquidity and activity, while the trading value highlight the monetary worth of those trades, shedding light on the economic significance of the market transactions. High trading volumes that accompanies the rising price of an upward trend can signal strong interest in the security by buyers. What do we call that? Sometimes when the stock just suddenly pump in with a very high amount of money, we call that, oh, the stock coming. Another word is called a downtrend accompanied by increasing or above average volume implies investor doubt about the stock, which could lead to more selling and even lower price. Sometimes get down or selling down with volume could be caused by news or quarter report, or sometimes we call it boom, negative news. So I'm going to show here how to use the technical analysis of support and resistance along with the trading volume. So from previously, as you can see here, this is the resistance before we look into this, right? So they've been trading normally. This is the support and this is the resistance multiple times. And one day, all of a sudden, the volume just break through. Even ignore this second day, right? This day itself, the volume is more than the average day, 3 or 4 times. And after that, break through the resistance and it just keep going up, trading in this upward ranging channel. This is called KTB, this stock. And for another example, YTL Power, market favorite now. And again, they've been trading at this range as a resistance and this range as support. And remember, right, just now I've mentioned that support and resistance level is identified by the most candlestick the price touches multiple times. So again, here I think due to the QR, and here just ikan bilis, Mickey Mouse volume. here very low until here the volume start to accumulate and pump up, and at this stage it pierces through the resistance and just break out. From there on, the hot money just keep coming in and has been trending since then. I think this is up at least 50 or 60%, and this I think here have 30%. Another stock, Salutica. And here, this is the resistance level, and this is the support level, right? There's also no trading volume, or it's a very low trading volume compared with now. But from here on, the volume pops out, quite a big candle here, and it pierces through the resistance from here and become a breakout. And from since then, the hot money pumping in, and the market went frenzy about it. I think from 20 something cent, from the breakout here, 40 cent to the highest, I think 1.7 something, also quite a good reward. So another stock, SMRT here. Again, also another example of how important is the volume and price action we should take off. Here again, consolidate without low volume until here. Volume picking up here and make the breakout at this stage. So hot money flows and sector. Big trending theme catalyst. So there are a few things to look into. There are actually in sector, there is direct sector, indirect related sector, or we have this upstream, downstream, or even midstream of one sector itself. Because sector itself is so big, some company they can't be doing everything. So Bursa Malaysia Sector Index, we have I think here 13 and more, but I'm just gonna cover some of it. So we have utilities, healthcare, plantation, technology, industrial product and services, REITs, transportation and logistics, energy, financial services, consumer products and services, telco and media, properties and construction, and the rest. The rest I think ETF and all. And I believe hot money will always be rotational. I think the money won't just stay in one sector for too long. When they earn enough in one sector, they will just always go to another sector. And some sector Teamplay is called they have this cycle. Some sectors they only come 4 years once. I'll be covering that later. So this is a pie chart or the main market sector breakdown. Financial services is the big banks, because FEM, KLCI, top 30s are mostly dominated by the bank stock, right? So consumer product and services like Nestle, healthcare, gloves. So let's do some throwback about Teamplay and Catalyst. So what happened in 1 year ago? So 1 year ago, we have this commodities place, right? We have this big inflation from January until July. So what happened back then? In last year, we have played gold stock, we have played metal stock, aluminum stock, like P metal. We were watching the commodity price so closely. We have this FCPO, the future of crude palm oil trend. We trade FGV, JTSI and all. And what else? We have this oil and gas rally. We have Heng Yuan. We have Dayang, hibiscus, Amara and all. So the second was the recovery industry play. Because we are entering post-COVID, right? So we have this Asia play, recovery play, hotel play, consumer products play, and recovery, basically everything that have missed out in the COVID period. So we have pharmaceutical play from April to October. And next we have this banking sector play. From last year, right? Not Dow Jones, the US market itself has rise so much. But in comparison with us, we only started around March domestically, our interest rate. So we were playing banking stock also. CIMB and Maybank I think was so undervalued that time, and it went up for quite much last year. So we have this election also, August to October last year, and for here technology. Remember, okay, we have this AI frenzy now, right? Like everybody talking about our NVIDIA, AI, ChatGPT. But back then, the frenzy was, I think, metaverse. Everyone want to enter the metaverse, the virtual land, the virtual assets, and everything NFT. So after the hype, right, Nasdaq and every tech stock, even including us, has been fallen so much until last October, I think. Then we have this another rally for technology Teamplay. This is for the last year itself. Next, I will be covering plantation sector. Hold on, yeah. So plantation sectors, we have these leaders like FGV Holding Berhad, Jaya Holding Berhad, Price, VSTET, THH, and TH Plant. So this is the chart of the plantation sector from 2021 until today. So I'm going to cover what are the factors that could influence the sector alone. So for plantation sector, right, it is mostly influenced by the price of FCPO or soybean. FCPO is referred to the futures of crude palm oil. They have this export tax on 8% earlier, and they do face this international trading issue like sanctions or some import export tax or restriction, and they do actually export to India, China, Europe, and US, and it could be affected by the ringgit depreciated against USD, and also supply and demand is the factor that affect the entire sector, the hot money. So this is the chart of the FCPO. Again, it's the same time frame from here to here, time range 2021 to 2023. So as you can see, we have this inflation going frenzy thing, and because of the recovery back then, I think the eager and the demand for the FCPO was so crazy that they needed it, and the price just went up crazily. The hot money just going in here. I think somewhere around end of 2021 until the rally ended somewhere around May or June, and the rally ended around here, the bottom, July. So what I'm trying to say here is this is the things we should be traced on when we're trading on the sector, because we're going to from top to the down approach, right? So this is the major key thing, and this is the plantation sector. The entire sector also means the individual stock, because the sector consists of the big cap, small cap of the stocks of this entire sector. So I'll be covering some. So this is the FGB chart. FGB is the big boys in our plantation sector. So from here, you also can see that from this trend here, they have this similar movement, right? Movement from a double top breakout, then here come back down. Another thing is Ino. Also here, if you refer here as support and resistance, I'm not sure if you can see my mouse, my cursor here. They have this support level at 1.2, and they have this resistance at 1.4 plus, I think. Then also the volume came in while the FCPO frenzy up. Then they keep on the hot money pump in, and from double top, here is a small head and shoulder formation in technical analysis. Then they break neckline, and it just went down along with the entire sector. And this is another plantation stock. It's called TSH. And then again, as you can see here, the volume was so small, and the volume came in, break out from this trend line, and just went up all the way. But usually, for profit taking, it's very subjective on our trading plan, right? So it fall back down along together with other stocks together and along moving aligned with the FCPO. So another sector I'll be covering is the healthcare sector. So in healthcare sector, right, there are few category of the healthcare, but mostly we just refer to these few stock, right? So in healthcare, we have this glove stock, we have Top Glove, Care Plus, Hata, Corsan, and Supermax. We also have hospital, Apex Healthcare, IHH, ABJ. And for meds wise, medicines and care, we have this pharma, Dual Pharma, Solun, and Bintai. And factors of healthcare. What are the things that could affect the healthcare sector? Pre and post-COVID and international trades, the sanctions, what are the demand and supply of the, what you call that? The market shares in the entire globe. And because we face this international trades sanctioned by the US earlier, I think Supermax or Top Glove. So with this trade restriction, of glove ban or trade war, also these taxation policies by government earlier, because back then I think 2020 they've earned so much that the government decide to have this tax on those multi-bagger or the companies that exceed certain amount. So obviously the big four, most of the glove stock they gonna from this, and they could also affected by quarter results and vaccine related team. So this is the healthcare sector index. This is the chart from mid of 2020 until today. You can see they have this frenzy rally here, right? Until they start to have this lower high, lower low. Only they confirm all. This is the uptrend is already gone case, turn into this downtrend. Only until recently, I think in April, only they go and pierce through this, break out from this down trend line. But from here, you also can see they have actually changed of movement around here, because when they dropped until here, they couldn't drop anymore, and they bounce back here, and when they have this higher low, and after this trend line, they go and retest this support level again. But let's move on to next. And for healthcare sector, why are they refer mostly to glove stock? Because glove stock are the market favorite. I would say hot money, right? Because they are most of the volume are in healthcare are mostly affected by glove stock. So this is the top glove performance. From technical, from here wise, when they drop time, there was no much of volume until here. Here, you can see there is obvious volume picking up, although it's trending down. Only until recently here, they formed this higher low again. And with this volume breakthrough, and they break out from this small box, only they start to have this sideways or change of trend here. At least they stop dropping down and volume picking up, means buyer are trying to get from this price, and seller also reducing selling, or the seller has been back up by the buyers already. So next I'll be covering this. So this is the information from Hata earlier in the May time. This is called other decommissioning of the Bestari Jaya production facilities. I'm just showing an example of what could be worse or the turning point of the hot money. This is the impairment loss of the 347 millions for decommissioning the facilities. Also, they've been saying the average selling price ASPs is no longer decreased because there have been this neutralizing the ASP with the market to match the supply and demand to reach an equilibrium. So the market thought is the worst is over until they have this quarter report financial highlights from Hata. So you can see, right, this was the frenzy moment where the Hata, the big four, everyone was earning crazily until entering the post-COVID period where their revenue and earning become less and less until this level. We can see, they're gone negative, but it's picking up until this recent quarter report. Their revenue actually increased, but the profit deducted so much is due to this impairment thing. So when the market see this, right, how they interpret it, how would they interpret it? The volume, they wouldn't just buta go blindly go and just buy in, right? They must have their reason to buy in this stock with so much of volume and money. So hot money enters as it seems the decline stage is over, hence the increase of volume as well as the market interest. So Hata rise at least 70% since then. So this is a chart of Hata. And again, we look at the back then when Hata was falling from the high, the volume was this category, not like this, not something like this. So this is the volume of selling down and market try to rebound here. This is also a small rebound, but they couldn't stand it. They just followed it straight waterfall until here. So they rebound back then to here. And at this range, right, this consolidated range, the volume also is more than last time, more than average, the consolidate period until here. Can you notice this? This huge bar and this huge bar is quite the same, right? The huge bar red one sell down after the quarter report. The previous one I think do negative earning, but they couldn't fall anymore. And the volume is picking up from here. And you can refer here as the support level also at as they try to form a base here with multiple support touches here until here this another trend line volume in pierce through only market how to say that the hot money comes in, the market interest is in, and from here I think at least 70% trying to do sideway or reversal trades. So after that we have this recovery Teamplay, right? So on the updates on March 8, the government announced Malaysia is transitioning to endemic phase post-COVID at the April. So what happened then? So what do you have in mind? So remember, or any stock you're still trading that because of this, MCO finish habis. So let's hunt down the stock that will fly after endemic. So team and the catalyst on the post-COVID market recovery, aviation, of course. So people tend to spend more on things that miss out in the lockdown period. FOMO. I missed out these 2 years. I want to buy the things I want. I want to enjoy everything I have. I want to get out. I want to enjoy. So consumer products, foods, sugar, oil, everything because of the demand, right? Shirts, clothes, traveling stocks, um, like Asia or gun, not really Genting, but traveling or bus stock, flights and hotel, and good. services and good and services. So, and again, this is the AIX, but not capital A or capital A. Why? Because capital A mostly focus in domestic flight, while AIX their primary business is do in long haul flight, means international flight. That's why their earning can how to say that, market anticipate their earning would go crazy. That's why the hot money go in so crazily. But everybody, I believe most of people here can see, oh, the people around us start to go traveling. There are so many advertisements about traveling, the guides, or when you can see the KLIA crowd is so much, or when you look at the airport quarter result, oh, their QR is so amazingly good. So this is what happened for the Teamplay for this year. The volume come in here, and again, like just now, what I've said just now, consolidate, no volume, no market interest, support level somewhere around here. The resistance, you can just take it this highest as the resistance for this half year period of time. Volume take in, consolidate, higher low, breakout, and this is the earning. One of the earning appear. I think the start of have this signal of they are going to terbang. So hot money pumps in and keep on and on from then. 50 cent to 2 ringgit highest. So this is a chart of Teamplay Protect Group Berhad. So what they do? They do insurance for aviation. They are the insurance for Asia. So when this Teamplay run on, right, so Asia would not be the only stock you can play. You can also go and find, oh, related sector. If Asia earn money, so should Teamplay. So here, quite similar with this pattern. But Teamplay also, this consolidated volume and volume picking up, break out from here, this downtrend line, only they pierce through. Then here is the box. So let's move on to the next team. Hold on, yeah. So the frenzy, the artificial intelligence, AI team technology. So this is a chart or a picture of Silicon Malaysia, East and West Malaysia, about how the FDI, the foreign direct investment, are in our country, or the big boys or the tech stock in our country, such as Infineon, AMD, Motorola, Osram, Lam Research, NXP, Align, Keys, Carsam. And if any of you need this picture, you can actually ask us or ask me to send you later. And this is a Silicon North. This is the Penang Island and the others. So we have keys also mostly concentrated in here because Penang is the Silicon Valley of Malaysia, they say. Or Penang is the Silicon Valley of the Southeast Asia, they say. So this is a chart of Inari. So I'm gonna explain you what happened here. So Inari actually have been trading quite weak this year because of the earning until recently. Here, remember the Nvidia their quarter report out and post market or pre market their gain was 40%. Inari didn't really react on the day actually, but they had released a news. It's called Inari Amazon share jump after Apple strike Broadcom supply deal. So on that, I recall it's a Wednesday. The Inari has rise 7.4% to here. I think because of the Broadcom chain effect. And despite the Inari quarter is so bad, but it couldn't drop anymore. It means the hot money, the market anticipate this is the worst, or with this they combine with the technology hot money plays. That's why the volume kicks in and it has been trending since then. Not only in Inari, but also other tech stock. But for here, I just only cover Inari. And just for an example, for the AI Teamplay, right? Or just to mention, for our local stock, because everybody is talking AI or ChatGPT, right? For the Teamplay, because our tech stock are mostly in midstream or downstream, so we actually have to wait the US market or the big boys of the AI, they stabilize their things only when they got mature of their development, only we can have these projects or things to do with the AI. And this is the Malaysia company that could benefit from the 5G super cycle. It's compound from iFast. So if the 5G super cycle come again or 6G, what could be the sector or companies that could benefit from this? First is Inari, followed by Unisem, MPI, MeTech, Jeff Technology, Macy's, Telecom, DG, Axiata, Penta, and Franken. And for the utilities team, right? Just for example, another way of how you catch the Teamplay. So back then, end of last year, Malaysia PM Anwar said that Malaysia will reduce power subsidized for large business and multinational corporation. And also another news is called, I think I didn't put in here. So this is the YTL Power, right? So what happened back then? YTL Power Seraya collaboration with TNB Genco to import 100 megawatts of electricity to Singapore. So this news is somewhere around January this year. So they collab with the TNB. Oh shit. TNB. So from there on, they anticipated the earning, how much the money flows will be in, and how would that affect the YTL Power. That is a FA or news or catalyst to support the view of the stock. So from the technical wise, you can see from here, the consolidate, low volume, no market interest, just consolidate at here until here, this. But all the news is out in January, but there's still no significant price movement until March here. Because why? I think because this I think from many companies from the quarter report, there's also say that the operational cost is increases because of the electric bill increase. So when they have the quarter report out is from here, 3 to 4 months period, only they anticipate that the utilities energy will be the trending play. And here the volume kicks in, break out from this line, or I didn't draw on this chart. After they break out from here, it also has been trending since then until date. So this is all the hot money. So when will be the hot money gone? Will be the day where the trend is broken, or the volume just significantly decrease and become like this. And this is that is when the hot money will flow out. So next I'll be covering the 2023 potential team play. And again, the traveling doesn't stop yet. It's still very hot now. The airfare, the price is still very high now and still going up. And hotel is still fully or very hard to book out there, even Airbnb. So traveling related will be rallying from Jan until December for at least I think. And the second team play will be the government subsidized related. You can here say that you also here say that recently government want to trim a lot of incentive or the subsidize of petrol, of sugar, or in anything. So says for instance, is government going to take away the subsidize of petrol? So what are the effects on this sector? What are the effects on the consumer? So what stock could be in play? Would there be any stock that will have the potential for this, gain from this? Another thing is the banking sector. We should expect the OPR to continue to rise given our health condition of our economy, but it still depends on the BNM. Another team play is technology, because our technology stocks has been falling from the head of year compared with Nasdaq. As I mentioned this now, so AI actually is a subsector of Nvidia. It's not like the main thing, but it's the team play. It's team play that could last for very long. I wouldn't say we should quit the rally, but I think we should focus on with our tech stock in Malaysia, which our tech stock would have the chance to collaboration or the chance to touch up with the AI thing when things settle down, when AI is already established to become a real thing. So the takeaway from what I say today, like in summary, I recommend we do a top-down research approach from macroeconomics to potential catalysts or team play. Macroeconomics such as we look for the GDP, we look for the what's going on out there, the non-farm payroll, employment rate, all those, and find systematic trend in 3 months to 6 months down the road. Try to have more imagination or see have more market awareness to see what's going on around us and what could be the team play ahead of us, and try to position ourselves ahead of time. Don't buy the stock when it's already happening. Let's say for instance Genting Malaysia, Genting and Asia, right? So where should we buy? Should we buy the stock when it's already went up and see everybody is going in to traveling, or we should buy the stock when government announce um endemic and the market will be reopened? Think about it. So back then when if you have thought that market reopen, so people will have this revenge consuming, revenge traveling kind of stuff. So from there, those are your risk reward, I would say. So team play. After that, top-down research macro, then search for the catalyst, find for team play, look into the sector. And for the sector itself, as I said, there's this upstream, midstream, downstream subsectors. And from the sector, you can actually use the technical chart to support with your view, whether this sector, the movement is on a sideway, uptrend or downtrend. And from there, you can look into more potential stock under the sector. Because in the sector, there are so many stocks. We have almost 900 something stocks, but only 13 sectors. Hold on. So in the sector, we have this leader or sub leaders, but we need to, that one is already micro. We need to just look into each of the stocks, whether the stock is match our stock picking criteria with the team play. Would the stock be the biggest beneficiary from the team play or the catalyst? And the next thing is if you want to find for the high growth constantly sector, you can look for technology sector. But take note that yes, technology is a high growth sector, but technology in our market often labeled as high valuation, over valuation. We should look for the forward PE with the quarter result, as in compare with the US market. Because some may ask, oh, why the Nasdaq stock has going so far, trending so much, but our market is not moving at this stage because of the valuation. Because some of the peer at the US market, they are only trading at 30 PE, while our stock is trading at 40 PE. Although the stock is declined so much. So this is the things that you take note of. But if you say high growth sector on the constant growth ones wise, it's always that. And again, I believe in sector will always be rotational. If there won't be sticking at one sector at one time always. Like last year, we have so much of team play going on. The banking, the commodities play from oil to aluminium to FCPO. We have this technology play. Even from last year until this year, we have this IPO team play frenzy, IPO stock. Everybody is going crazy about it. Or I think recently, market is somewhat crazy about warrants, company warrants, but that's not here to mention that. And last year, we don't have to be smarter than the rest. We just have to be more disciplined than the rest. We don't have to really compare with the others. We need to have our own trading plan and just keep on improving that with our own self-note journal from there on, as quote from Warren Buffett. Because I know recently, market is not doing that well for this past year until date, because even the index has been dropping to this 50, not 50, 2 years low. Also the index. I'll be showing you the technical analysis on the sectors later. So that's all for my presentation here. I think I'll be entering to Q&A section.
All right, thank you, Evan. Would you want to look at the technical analysis, like what you said?
Yeah, I think let me check. I need to move into. Is it on?
Yes, can see your screen.
Okay. So in extra, this is trading view, and this is technical analysis. This is candlestick. This is how I usually go and scan through the sector. Let me see. So this is the FPM KLCI. I'm not sure if it's too small. This is our FPM KLCI index. So this is what I usually see. Oh, the index should be bounced on the support levels, and I should take note if the index break through these support levels. And this is the finance sector, for instance, in say, and here I've actually listed down every sector here. So when I want to view the sector, right, I will just open it here and see, to scan through which sector is on the cheaper valuation, or which sector is in trending. Say this is the technology, right? So technology, the support here is actually from last time. It touches from last time to here, and I expect here to be another support. And of course, they bounce back from here again. So this is where I find my stock. Like I think, technology dropped until here already. I should be looking, or is there any stocks that I like about technology I can buy here, because the risk reward is very good, right? If I buy from here, because the support is seen on here. So from technology, I will go into the technology sector to find out which stock, and again, scan through what news, what catalyst, their quarter report, FA, to handpick the stock and supported with technical analysis, of course, to see whether the stock do the stock have a good entry point to enter. So this is for technology, and this is the FEM small cap. Also, I also do on daily basis the chart review, and this is the FEM 70. We have this healthcare also, and this very alarming. The finance sector also explain why the FPM KLCI dropped below the 1400, because from the chart you can see from here, right? This trending line is from 2021, and the day they break down is the day they break down from here. Also, no, this day is another day, but this, let's say, see, this is the FPM KLCI, right? And this is the finance index. This is on the March 13. They actually dropped habis, not habis cerita lah, but already break through this uptrend line. The support is broken, so KLCI should be be careful since then. Since CIMB, Maybank, those are the top cap, right? They just need to drop 1-2%, and the entire index will be hancho already. So from here, actually, you can predict what's going to happen. If they are if they are going to continue to drop here, so from Bursa here also you can see the market sentiment, the entire market sentiment would be so bearish, would be so pessimistic. Or if you do trade FKLI, the futures of KLCI, the index, you can also actually referring to this sector or the big cap, the components to trade along with it. So this is healthcare, energy sector, also just hit another low today near the support, almost break down. And we have this telco, plantation sector, consumer, FPM flag, properties, transportation. But usually when I open it, like see everything, right, you can see the market is trending down in a whole. So top-down approach again, when you want to look into the sector, you can look from here. Only you check the health status of the index. Only you go and look for the minor, small stock, individual stock that you would like to buy. And yep, open for Q&A section.
Thank you so much, Evan, for sharing with us how do we ride with Banker Chip, as well as understanding the thematic play and how do we see the team play that will cause hot money to flow into the sector. All right, so if you have any question to ask our speaker today, you may write them in the Q&A box. We'll address them accordingly. So the first question is by Maslan. What exactly are hot money? Are they institutions or interest groups money?
Oh, hot money is not only institution. Hot money can actually refer to even a very big bunch of retailer could be hot money also. Hot money can't just be fun insti. Sometimes when the field, the team is enough, everybody can participate in. So the more the participation it is, the bigger the hot money it will. Because stock, right, there must all buyers agree to this team and they verify and they agree on it. Only they buy and hold it and together to have this momentum effect. So it could be sometimes fun and insti and retail, or even any hedge house to just go into it together as a whole.
All right. Thank you so much, Evan.
Yeah.
Just now I think you talk about Inari. So the follow-up questions by Alex is that for the case of Inari, we can see that, although the hot money comes in, it got stuck at the resistance in the chart. Do you have any comment for that?
Hold on, yeah, Inari. Do you mean hot money come in, but it couldn't rise anymore at this level? Yeah, yeah, right. There's a resistance here, and they are struggling, with it. So if in the coming days, if they can't pierce through this resistance, even with the volume, then we should be careful already. But if they actually pierce through here down, means despite how much buying the force is, but the selling pressure is still there. So depends if when the seller are more than buyer time, if it couldn't hold, then only it will fall. But yes, you're right. It's at the resistance level despite the volume kicks in. But also take note that since Nasdaq is at high now, so um have a good trading plan also if you want to trade on this.
All right, thank you so much, Evan.
Yeah.
Now, when Evan, just now you show one example, which was Rapid Synergy Berhad. And if you
Right.
could look at the chart, it because you said that hot money, right? But
Yeah.
for the past couple of years, the volume seemed to be thinning. You see, there was
You
a spike.
mean
The volume was spiking from 2000 mid of 2018 to 2019, right? There
yeah,
was a
yeah, yeah.
period where they have a huge spike, but then
Yeah.
the prices still go sideways, but it only climbed in the recent years, right? Would you still consider this a hot money play? Because it
Yeah,
pale in comparison in terms of volume.
yeah, yeah, true, true. This is another example of sometimes we call cornering, the stocks cornering. How to say? Because Rapid could have certain news, so there it could be a accumulation or exchange hand from one owner to another owner or stockholders, and when they're fixed through this price, so the volume, despite the volume, they didn't go up or down, or sometimes they just decided to control exchanging hand of the stock at this price until here volume dries up. Then when it go up time, there's no any seller to sell down because the stock is already cornered with it. Then with the technical here, I think this is the last time they have this volume, and from here now on it's all dry up. But when this volume they want to dispose, it will appear another like this, like the volume will be more than here when they start to dispose. So this is another thing to take note of.
All right, thank you so much, Evan.
Mhm.
Mark would like to ask, right? Are there any indicators that we can use to spot hot money?
For me, after trading for so many years, right, the best indicator for me is actually price action, naked chart and the volume, and yeah, the volume, because with the volume you need the real money to buy in to actually execute the trades. So yes, the volume is the thing, and the price action and the candlestick. I also see some of the people say the volume profile is the volume profile indicator useful in my opinion. For me, the volume profile not really, because the volume profile only says that which price, at which level of price it indicates the more of the transaction. It doesn't really say that the banker or the hot money is in anywhere.
Mm.
And I think that in the market, in the retail market, the retail call this indicator called MCDX as a reference for banker chips. But yeah, that is an indicator, but I think we don't really have enough time to explain that in this section. Maybe next section. But the indicator also have these flaws, because sometimes the banker chips on the indicator is lagging, or it could be triggered with some of the just volume. It could be one day here, but another day is gone. So that is the flaws of the MCDX, if you are referring to that.
All right. So how can we identify hot money in and out on a stock during a trading day? Like we see volumes, right? How do you know which kind of volume is hot and which kind of volume is not hot? So there's a question by William.
Oh, all right, all right. So within the day itself, right, if you're monitoring the stock from morning until closing, right? So sometimes, often in Bursa, you can see, oh, certain stocks from opening bell trading time, you can see a huge volume pushing up and down. Let me see. Is there any example recently? End to end? No. Some of the stocks that push at the 9 until maybe 10:30, but if the volume couldn't sustain, I mean, the price couldn't sustain at the end of the day, say, let's say from one stock from 0.5, it has been risen to 60 cent, right? But before closing, it's already slamming down. I would say that would be not a legit volume breakout. Let's say if a stock if a stock uh if a stock says the resistance is here, just for an instance, the volume is there, but if the end of the day it closed below the resistance or even lower than the opening price, I would say, oh, the hot money tries to come in, but it couldn't sustain. It's not a legit breakout. But if the volume comes in and the price sustain, it could be the day one of the hot money. You can verify it as the day one of the breakout, the hot money. I hope I answer your question.
Thank you so much, Evan.
Yeah.
Guan Tham would like to ask this: how do we differentiate between genuine hot money and those falsely generated to trap retail investors?
This is quite similar with the last question. If genuine hot money is legit, it has to be convincing also, right? Says hot money, they need to sustain. They need to sustain in the long run. They should have this rally of one 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 full trend of it. If it's a fake hot money, right, it would just, sometimes we call it pump and dump. There are a lot of volume, but the price just very fluctuate. It couldn't stand even for a few days. When we talk about hot money, right, we often let's say says what are the hot stock? YTL Power. Says this stock, right? If the hot money is not genuine, it wouldn't last this long. There are also certain stocks that the volume comes in, but the next few days they just drop below already. So those are like the feeling of hot money, or it's just like few days show.
Mm-mm.
Mm,
Right. Thank you so much, Evan.
mhm.
So, in your opinion, is volume profile indicator useful? That's a question by Nicholas Tan.
Yeah, as I mentioned just now, volume profile often just hold on, yeah, let me see if I can open volume profile. I yeah, I don't think I have this indicator. I used to use that indicator before, but for stock that is have this volume profile, right, they will often show you, oh, it's like a resistance and support where the volume do the price the most. It will show you the very long bar as it, because last time I tried to use it as oh, this price could be a support if it's at a low. If it's at a high with a long bar of the volume profile, I would treat it as a resistance. But in reality, it actually doesn't really work that way, because sometimes some of the stock they just like to do volume, but there's no really any effect on it. So for certain stock like some operator stock, I think they always have this volume crossing every day at the same price. So it I wouldn't really recommend volume profile as an indicator in my trading plan.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Evan. So that's your view on the volume profile indicator. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, so it looks like our time has run out for this question and answer session. So we'd like to thank everybody for writing your questions here. Of course, we are not able to address all questions, but don't worry, so we are getting Evan back for another sessions in the future. So you may come up and ask any relevant questions. All right. So
And
yes, go ahead, Evan.
no, just saying, if anyone need to contact me, you guys can go through Shane to look for me. Yeah.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, just heard from Evan too. All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
So